Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this important press conference regarding the Malaysia Airlines MH17 crash incident that took place in Ukraine. Today, we have gathered to announce the crisis resolution of the MH17 crash investigation and to address questions regarding the outcome. Speaking today are the Malaysia Airlines representative of crisis spokesperson Fatehah, crisis analyst Asfanina, preventative action advisor Nurish, and media relation coordinator Umi Sahdi, me. With that, I now invite Malaysia Airlines representative of crisis spokesperson Fatehah.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. My name is Farha. I am the spokesperson of Malaysia Airlines. I am very sad to confirm that Malaysian Airlines flight MH17 was shut down on 17 July 2014 while flying from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. There were 298 people on board, 283 passengers and 15 crew members. Sadly, no one survived. Most of the passengers were from Netherlands, Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia, and the United Kingdom. The plane was flying normally in the sky over eastern Ukraine, and when it was hit by a missile, the missile was fired from an area where there was fighting between Ukrainian forces and pro-Russian groups. This is a very serious crisis, and we're now in the investigation stage. We are working closely with international teams and experts to find out exactly what happened and who is responsible. Malaysian Airlines is fully cooperating with all investigation, and we promise to keep the public and media informed with any new information. Our main concern now is the families of the victim. We are giving them full support during this very difficult time. We are also looking at how we can prevent this from happening again, including checking flight paths to make sure they are safe. Malaysian Airlines is doing everything possible to ensure safety in the future. Once again, we send our deepest sympathy to the families and loved ones of everyone on board MH17. And that's all from me. Thank you. And I will pass to our crisis analyst, Aspanina.
Thank you, Fadila. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Nina Mazlan, and I will serve as the crisis analyst for this case. Today, I will be providing an overview of our investigation and explaining in detail how and why this tragic event occurred. On July 17, 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH17, a Boeing 777, departed from Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport at approximately 12:21 p.m. local time, bound for Kuala Lumpur. The flight was operating as scheduled with 298 passengers and crew members on board. However, at 1:20 p.m. UTC, while flying over eastern Ukraine, the aircraft suddenly lost communication with air traffic control. Shortly thereafter, it crashed near the village of Kharkov, Donetsk region. Initial reports suggested a possible mid-air explosion. However, after an extensive investigation and analysis, we can confirm that Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 was deliberately shot down by a surface-to-air missile while flying over eastern Ukraine. The impact of the missile caused the aircraft to break apart in mid-air. Wreckage was scattered over a wide area, making recovery efforts and forensic analysis extremely challenging. The missile responsible for this tragedy was identified as a Buk 9M38 series missile, a Russian-made weapon designed to engage high-altitude aircraft. Our findings, which align with the Dutch Safety Board and the Joint Investigation Team, indicate that the missile was launched from a territory in eastern Ukraine controlled by pro-Russian separatist forces at the time. At the moment of impact, the missile detonated near the cockpit, causing the aircraft to break apart mid-air. Debris was scattered across a vast area, making recovery efforts extremely difficult. Tragically, all 288 passengers and crew members lost their life instantly due to the force of the explosion. This was not a mechanical failure, nor was it an accident. This was a deliberate act of violence, an attack that took the life of innocent civilians. The evidence overwhelmingly points to the fact that the missile was launched from separatist-held territory, and we have identified individuals who play a role in the transportation and deployment of this weapon. From the beginning, this case has been handled with the highest level of urgency. Through this extensive work, we have identified individuals involved in the in the transportation and deployment of the bulk missile system. Those responsible are being held accountable under international law. While nothing can undo the pain of this loss, we must ensure that the truth is known and that steps are taken to prevent such incidents in the future. Thank you. Now I will pass it to Nurish, the Preventive Action Advisor.
Thank you, Asfanina. Good morning and thank you all for being here today. First and foremost, I want to extend my deepest condolences to the families, loved ones, and communities affected by the tragic loss of Malaysian airline MH17. Standing here today, I will be stating the preventive measures that we have taken. Flight MH17 was a turning point in aviation safety and security. It exposed critical flaws in how we assess risk in conflict zones and how information about those risks is communicated. The downing of the aircraft over eastern Ukraine was not just a tragedy. It was a wake-up call for the global aviation community. Standing here today, I will be explaining the preventive measures that we have discussed to avoid future crises. We have worked tirelessly to learn from this disaster. We will ensure that no aircraft flies over high-risk areas without a full understanding of the dangers. But we must continue to strengthen these measures and remain vigilant. First steps that will be taken in significant advancement in preventive actions and risk management is enhancing airspace monitoring. International aviation authorities will use real-time intelligence to assess conflict zones and adjust flight paths accordingly. Second, stronger international cooperation such as governments, airlines, and intelligence agencies will share critical information more effectively, reducing the likelihood of planes flying through dangerous areas. Next, we will be focusing more on real-time risk assessment, advancing data analysis tools that will help airlines make quicker and more informed decisions about flight safety. Lastly, we will dedicate our focus on improving passengers and crew safety protocols. We will strengthen the crisis response strategies to ensure that passengers and crews are never put in unnecessary danger. We assure you that these changes shall make aviation safer, but there is still work to be done. As we reflect on MH17, we must continue to push for stronger regulation and greater accountability. Today, I call upon governments worldwide to maintain transparency in airspace risk assessment and to share intelligence in real time. Also, for airlines and aviation bodies to stay proactive in adapting safety measures as geopolitical risks involve, and the international community to hold those responsible for airspace security failures. And ensure justice for the victim and their families. The safety of passengers must always come first. We cannot allow history to repeat itself. Beyond the technical and policy changes, we must not forget the human cost of this tragedy. The families of those on board MH17 deserve unwavering support, our compassion, and our commitment to justice. Our effort to bring those responsible to justice must continue, and we stand with the victims' family in their pursuit of truth and accountability. I encourage all nations to support these efforts and ensure that those responsible face the full weight of law. In closing, MH17 was more than just a tragic accident. It was a preventable disaster that exposed critical gaps in aviation security. Progress is in the making, but we must remain committed to continuous improvement. Every flight that takes off carries life, dreams, and futures. It is our responsibility to ensure that what happened to MH17 never happens again. Thank you. That's all from me. I shall pass to Umi for further discussion.
Thank you, Nurish, for your statement. We will now open the floor for questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you one at a time. Yes.
So I have a question. What caused the crash of MH17?
What caused the crash of MH17? The plane was shot down by a missile while flying over the eastern of Ukraine. Also, investigation shows that the missile was fired from an armed conflict area. Okay, you can ask.
What is the Malaysian airline doing to help the victims?
I'm sorry?
What was the Malaysian airline doing to help the victims?
On behalf of Malaysia Airlines, we are giving full support to the families, including financial support, financial help, counseling services, and update regarding the investigation from time to time.
Okay, I have one last question. What's the step will Asia Airlines do to take the prevent this happening in the future?
We are reviewing all the flight routes and are working closely with international aviation authorities to make sure all flights are safe and all areas are safe to be crossed by our aircraft. That is all. Is that all?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So thank you for the question. That concludes our press conference for today. Thank you for your time and cooperation. If you require any additional information, please reach out to our media relation team. We will continue to provide updates as they become available. Thank you.